Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more Shining Song Star Nova with me, Phantom Zwei. When we last left off, we had just finished our vacation with the girls, and it looks like we are about to head back to, back in town to continue with our idol hijinks. So, let's continue. The next day, we packed our things and filed into the rental van to return home. Our fun-filled vacation had come to an end. I saw Sasami still waiting for me outside the van, despite the fact the rest of the girls were already inside. Sasa-chan? Is something up? Oh, she's not gonna voice that. I think somehow everyone became closer thanks to this trip. Really? That's good news. I feel like I can fight properly with the other girls now. Aki-chan, you shit, loli! Mariah, your boobs are all saggy! Oh, and Julie-chan's sure a super bitch, eh? Oi, what are you saying? Not you too, Sasa-chan! I looked on in disbelief as the last remaining shining star of Star Nova was stained black. A pair of red twin tails poked out of the van's window. Sasa-chan, quit saying dumb things and get in the van. Understood. Then let's all fight properly from now on, everyone. Right. Somehow, I felt as if Sasami had somehow misunderstood something. Oh well, it didn't seem very important, and besides, I wasn't about to begin worrying about it until I got back to the office. As long as we were still in Gunma, I was still on vacation. With that, I got into the van and started the ignition. It was a fun vacation, eh? But starting from tomorrow, you girls are going to be idols again. Let's go, everyone. Okay. Continuing forward. Following our vacation, we dived right back into our efforts to expand Star Nova's popularity. At last, it appeared like our efforts had come to fruition. Alright, big news, everyone! You're all going to have your television debut. Well, that was quick. Good going, P-kun! Television, huh? That's pretty big. I guess our time's finally come, eh? Mariah's arms were still crossed, unimpressed by the news. Hold your horses. Just what channel and show is this? You better not have signed us up for something sketchy again. Oi, of course not. Besides, it's not like they can broadcast much sexual content over the airwaves anyway. Sketchy. The show's Yappari Viva. You know, the one produced by Television Musashi. It's basically a late-night variety show. The 7 of you will be split between the episode's 3 segments. Yappari Live. Don't know where I got live from. Yappari Viva! Isn't that the show with the really weird games? So we're gonna be contestants on a game show, huh? I hope the punishment games aren't too bad. We're all gonna be humiliated on national television, aren't we? What's the matter? It's not like we're the only idols who appear on shows like that. Besides, people love to see idols take pies to the faces nowadays. If you pull your strings right, you can get a whole new slew of fans to rush to your side when you flop to the ground. Natan wants to be on television too! Very well. If this shall aid our rise to power, then bring on the worst of the late-night television. I am in agreement. Guess there's no helping it if everyone else wants to be in it. Just don't come crying to me when they make you eat bugs or stretch a nylon stocking over your face. Don't worry. Besides, this is our television debut. Maybe if we give the television station people a good impression, we can get our own weekly show. Oi, Aki-chan. I already have enough work on my plate. But Oni-chan will do it for Aki-chan, right? Alright. For now, do your best. Meanwhile... The girls went through their lesson with a little more enthusiasm than usual upon learning of their coming television debut. Alright, let's take a short break, my kittens. Totally lacking enthusiasm, as usual. The girls grabbed their water bottles and spoke amongst themselves. Television, huh? Looks like the producer's been working hard after all. Better not count your chickens before they hatch. We're only going to be the weekly guests. Becoming a regular on a television show is not anywhere near as easy as getting a live house. I know that. Ma, it's better than nothing. It really feels like Star Nova is getting more and more popular. Maybe we'll even be able to hold an arena live one day. It's still way too early to get confident. Just because we were able to luck out this time and appear on a late-night television show doesn't mean we've made it yet. There's still a long way to go before we can even refer to ourselves as proper idols. Before you get all excited, you should know this is when all the troubles start. If you think your debut's hard, just wait until you made it as an idol. That's when the sharks start showing up and circling around you. Make just the tiniest little mistake, and they'll tear you apart and feed on your bloody body parts. Yeah, what a plot development. So Mariah's backstory also involves crash landing on a deserted island like Tom Hanks, huh? Shut up, you bumpkin. That's not even what I meant. I'm just saying, prepare yourself. Because this is when new rivals will show up to complicate things. Just you wait. No way. I wonder who. Dunno. But she's probably right. A division of young women stood at attention before a lone man. He spun around and faced them like a general inspecting his troops. Of course. This is the guy who was at Mariah's induction meeting, not Kaito Shields. However, not a trace of welcome was to be found in his voice. The woman merely nodded, showing not a trace of surprise or gratitude at being bestowed the #1 position in Japan's greatest idol unit. She had no reason to expect any other outcome, for she had retained the #1 rank for the past 3 years. Shiro eyed the second woman with contempt. A mere kid, nearly 5 years her junior, but she knew that only made Haruka all the more dangerous. The new rising star of Quasar. Shiro looked over the other girls, daring any of them to even insinuate that Haruka was set to surpass her. To her satisfaction, the girls stood still as statues, looking only at their feet.
Yoshino Mako, rank 3.
Hi.
The kid grinned while sucking on a multicolored lollipop. Despite being an elementary schooler, Mako had clawed past women more than twice her age to claim the 3rd rank, but Shiro knew it would be years yet until she could challenge Haruka, much less herself.
Stella Silver, rank 4.
The room erupted into whispers. The circuitry inside the drome immediately hummed while processing the new data. Not a human at all. Okay. But the world's first fully android idol. What? Okay. And perhaps Golden Calf's crowning technological achievement of the decade. For they had created an idol which never grew old, never made mistakes, and never disobeyed rules.
Nitta Kaori, rank 5.
The soft-spoken girl couldn't even look at Kamijo in the eyes. She was but a normal girl in a den of Valkyries. The tension shimmered as Kamijo continued listing the ranks of the remaining girls. After around the 6th rank, everyone knew they would be in the back row in their dance formation anyways. In the end, unless they were in the front row, they were nothing more than glorified background dancers. Kamijo finished assigning the girls their new ranks.
新しいランキングに合わせ、直ちにダンスフォーメーションが変更される。
ありがとうございました。
しかし、皆さんをここに呼んだのは、このランクの説明だけではない。アイドルの三大資質とは何か。答えろ。
The girls answered like clockwork in perfect unison.
それは従順な心、感謝の心、そして逆境と向き合う笑顔であります。
その通り。 この会社は君たちを日本のトップアイドルにした。名声も富も豊かな生活も与えてくれたこの会社はもはや君たちの存在意義と言っても過言ではない。それにもかかわらず裏切り者がいる。全てを与えてくれた育ての親に歯向かう不届き者が。
The girls began to eye each other suspiciously. Had one of them broken a rule? Was someone going to be made an example of? Haruka was the only one who dared to speak.
上条様、それは何かの間違いかと。私たちは全身全霊を捧げています。
君の言う通り、裏切り者は今日ここにいる。
Is he talking about Mariah? The girls all exhaled in relief. A projector screen lowered from the ceiling and displayed photographs of Mariah, Aki, and Sasami.
よくご覧なさい。我が敵の顔を。
We're like barely off the ground. Why is Quasar supposed to pay attention to us? Oh well.
山本マリア、クエーサーの元ランク14。
The girls snickered upon hearing her low rank.
柏木亜希、ストロベリーピンクの元センター。
Okay, so that's the first time we've heard of Aki's former idol career, Strawberry Pink.
そして島崎ささみ、元研修生。この不届き者たちはクエーサーの力を試そうとしている。こんなことを耳に挟んだ。スターノバはこの東京で一番のアイドルグループを目指していると。だがそれは不可能だ。なぜならクエーサーの力は永遠だから。
Why would you summon your number one idol group? Why would you give us the time of day at this point? I mean, I know the answer is, you know, for the drama of the game, but it just doesn't make a lot of sense.
上条様、もし許していただけるならば、私にそのアイドルの裏切り者たちの処分をお任せください。わあ、そんな必死になってお兄ちゃまの機嫌を取るなんて、はるちゃんたら。柏木亜希ね。永遠の12歳アイドル。でも今はもう古代遺跡と化したのでは。そいつは私に任せてください。偽物は本物に勝つはずがないもの。
データ分析完了。主要な弱点を発見しました。敵は老化により弱体化が進んでいます。敵の全滅は冬季が担当しましょう。活動スケジュールを維持するため妨害行為は夜間に行います。
たわごとを。あなたたちはスターノバを過小評価していますわ。この低ランクたちではなく、どうかこの私クエーサーのセンターにお任せください。
The drama.
スターノバを一挙に潰してみせましょう。それはセンターとしての私の義務であります。
The other girls voiced their own enthusiasm for defeating Star Nova, eager to curry Kamijo's favor.
静かに。スターノバを潰すのは時間の問題だ。しかしそれは今ではない。敵に勝つに敵を知る必要がある。新田香織。はい。お前をスパイとして送る。スターノバに溶け込んで奴らの弱点と警戒すべきところを調べ尽くして私に報告しなさい。その情報が入り次第攻撃の作戦を考えよう。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。
Kaori bowed, her waist bent perpendicular to her legs.
では次の会議まで。クエーサー。
誰よりも強く眩しく銀河の中心に輝く光。もしもしは私たちの周りを好転するクエーサー。
Okay. That was odd. Kaori sighed to herself while sipping on her water bottle. Embed yourself in Star Nova, he says, but something like that would be easier said than done. Kaori-chan, just what have you gotten yourself into? Kaori changed her voice, impersonating the other members of Quasar. Oh, dispatch me, Kamijo-sama. It shall be I who defeats Star Nova. Kuhuhu. No, my glorious Onichama. The one to defeat Star Nova shall be I. I predict a 99.99% chance I can successfully perform this task. Just what the hell is all that? Could it be that we're actually the villains here? Nah! Ah, Kaori-chan, all you wanted was to be a shining idol, and yet all this had to happen.
Mama, Papa.
No, I must be strong, for Mama and Papa's sakes. For this is all for the sake of one day becoming the center of Quasar. Ah, no, I mustn't think these thoughts. Kaori-chan, be strong, myself. Oh god.
Kaori-chi.
Kaori-chi sure got a dangerous monologue going on there. Yeah, not exactly the place, I suppose.
Mako-chan.
What could you possibly be referring to? Mako called out her, or rather took out her cell and played back a recording of Kaori's voice.
Papa.
No, I must be strong for Mama and Papa's sakes. This is all for the sake of one day becoming the center of Quasar. So you're aiming to be the top dog too, eh? I wonder if I should share this information with the other girls. Kaori waved her hands in a panic. No. Of course, a hopeless and ugly and foolish girl like me has no chance of ever becoming the center. Oh, my mind must have simply short-circuited.
So...
Then very well. Perhaps I'll let you off this time. Anyways, what do you suppose Kamijo-san meant when he said I was supposed to infiltrate Star Nova? Even though I don't know the details myself, I imagine you'll be sent on a job putting you near them. He must mean for you to observe them, snoop around and see if any of them are smoking a pack backstage, or if there's any infighting perhaps. I see. The two other girls of their clique appeared.
Oi.
What are you two talking about?
Scan 開始.
My audio receptors indicate they were discussing the particulars of Nita-san's new job. Ah, that thing. Well, good luck. I don't really understand what Kami P was talking about either, but it sounds like he's going to send you to meet the Star Nova people or something. He always talks in such a strange way, doesn't he? I guess that's just the way he is. Anyway, so Mariah's active again, huh? I wasn't really that close to her, seeing as how she never even made it to the second row, but I hear she used to get along with Shiro-sama. Anyways, I don't even know why Kami P's even worried about some unit filled with rejects and a former third-row girl, overdue for retirement. Don't worry about this supernova. Even the double-digit rankers of Quasar could mop the floor with them any day of the week.
計算開始.
I predict a 99.99% probability of our victory. Ma, I guess that's true. Kamijo-san's just being cautious. Anyways, whatever ends up happening, just snoop around a bit and then come back and give us the details. Understood, Haruka-sama.
お前
Oi, I told you to stop calling me that. Sorry, but you are the second in command, aren't you? Whatever, just do your job.
Hi.
Copy. Meanwhile, on the rooftop of the Golden Calf offices, Shiro looked off, or rather over the horizon. So the time's come at last, Mariah. I knew you would never give up on being an idol. Not until... Okay, so this is the television program, I suppose, the set. The day of the television show recording came. We filed into the lobby of the Television Musashi building.
ワクワクしますね.
Finally here, eh? Our television debut. My whole family is going to stay up late to see the broadcast.
もうおしまいだ.
You might want to hold off on that. We don't even know what they're going to put us through yet. Oh, Mariah, you're always like this. Really, things have been going well thanks to Producer-san's efforts. Cheer up a bit, Mariah. I'll reserve judgment until I know what we're getting into. Okay.
私、頑張ります.
Everyone, let's do our best. Oh! While the girls were touring the set, I walked into the director's office to discuss the particulars of the show. Ah, so you're Producer-san. Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Honda, the director of Yappari Viva. I look forward to working with you, Honda-san. Honda summarized the workings of the show for me. Basically, the show had 3 segments called corners. Each corner was essentially its own game show, where the contestants had to perform a task successfully or be punished. The first corner of tonight's show will be Slime Quiz Challenge. For this corner, contestants will be placed in special booths with a tub of slime above them. The bottom hatch of the tub is held up by 3 latches. Reminds me of Nickelodeon. Each time a contestant answers a question incorrectly, one of the latches will unlock. When all 3 latches unlock, the hatch will open, pouring the slime over the contestant. I see. Then which of the girls will be participating in this corner? Well, the thing is, the studio really insisted that a girl from a rival group be included in the broadcast. Ah, not to worry, Producer-san. I'm sure your girls will do fine. They merely wish to add more drama to the episode. That certainly does make sense. I have no objections. I see. Of course, this is where they're gonna get her in. Well, you must know of Nita Kaori of Quasar, no? She'll be a guest on this corner as well. Nita Kaori? She was making waves recently for being promoted to the 5th highest rank in Quasar after years of being a second row girl. Honestly though, given that she was still relatively new, I wasn't very familiar with her. The other 2 contestants will be Watanabe Julie and Tanabe Natsuki. That's not a problem, is it, Producer-san? Julie? Didn't she say she was a delinquent all through secondary education? As for Natan, well, I was sure she at least had a high school diploma, but she wasn't exactly the sharpest tool in the shed either. However, the director kept talking before I could voice any concerns. The second corner will be Hidden Camera Gag Show. In this corner, the contestants will be led to participate in a fake game, unaware that they will be victims of a prank. For tonight's segment, Yamamoto Mariah, Kashiwagi Aki, and Shimazaki Sasami will participate in a fake game wherein they are presented with questions, and they must respond with what they believe would be the most popular response based on a survey of 100 Japanese citizens. While they're doing this, they will stand atop a wooden scaffold which will drop them into a vat of water if their answer is not among the top 3 most popular responses. Unknown to Yamamoto and Shimazaki, however, the scaffolding for Kashiwagi will be rigged to apparently collapse, while Kashiwagi will crawl safely off the set through a hidden passageway into the water vat. The 2 other talents will believe that she has been crushed under the scaffolding. Okay, that's a mean-spirited prank. How will the 2 unwitting victims of the prank respond to seeing their teammate get crushed under the wreckage? That will be the question of this corner. I see, that certainly does sound entertaining. Like last time, the director kept speaking. The third and final corner, Obstacle Course of Doom, will feature all the girls of Star Nova, as well as Nita from Quasar. As the name implies, the 8 girls will be forced to run through an obstacle course involving various traps. The girl who successfully grabs the balloon at the end of the course first will be deemed the winner. Of course, all of this is merely for the purpose of entertainment for the viewers, as there's no real prize for winning. Regardless of the outcome, your girls will be given their own appeal time during the final minute of the show, and during the staff roll to sing your new song. Thank you very much. No. And that concludes the summary of tonight's program. Once again, I look forward to working with you, Producer-san. Before I could even say another word, Honda walked out of the office. Now I must prepare for the show. Let us work hard. And with that, he was gone. This Honda-san sure seemed like a busy fellow. Well, as he said, no matter the outcome, the girls were going to get their appeal time, right? I guess that meant that it didn't really matter whether we won or lost. I'll just have to hope that the girls put on their best performance. After all, if even one of them spectacularly failed at a task, if they made themselves look adorably foolish, they were going to gain fans anyway. After all, I was the producer of an idol group, not a sports team. All that mattered in the end was that the girls entertained the viewer. I decided to push my concerns aside and head back to the set. I saw the girls gathered at the set for the quiz segment. There you girls are. P-kun, you back from your meeting? Yeah, let me give you the general outline. I explained to the girls the general format of the show, as well as their tasks. Of course, I omitted that the second corner was just a prank, and only explained that it was a quiz segment where they had to guess the most popular response. No doubt, one of the production staffers will fill Aki in on the prank later. After I finished talking, I noticed a girl I'd never seen before standing nearby. Ah, you must be Nita-san. Nice to meet you. My name is Nita Kaori from Quasar. I look forward to working with you. Girls, Nita-san will also be participating in today's show as Quasar's representative. Even though she's a rival contestant, please get along with her. It's quite a surprise to share the set with a member of the famed idol group Quasar. My name's Akimoto Nimu, but please call me Nimu Nimu. It's an honor. No. I was just a second-row girl until recently. Even though I don't have much experience as an idol, please take care of me. But Quasar, huh? Are your senpai treating you well? Of course! Sisterhood is #1 in Quasar. So this is Mariah. Kamijo made it seem like she would have a forked tongue and red eyes, but she seems like a totally normal lady. This girl, she has no idea what she's in for. She's probably just the high ranker's lackey. I suppose so. But we're rivals here. Even though you're younger, let's give each other everything we got. Of course. Still, it is strange, eh? I wonder why they'd suddenly decide to add someone from Quasar at the last minute. And only one member, too. Now, Aki-chan, don't make Kaori-chan feel unwelcome. Whatever. Quasar or not, prepare yourself, because I'm not going to hold back on you. Okay. This is Kashiwagi Aki, huh? She's totally different from how I imagined her. So it's true that some idols' backstage personalities are totally different from their public image. I'm Shimazaki Sasami. Let's do our best together, okay? Shimazaki Sasami. She seems like a nice person, eh? I feel as if I can somehow relate to her. For some reason, we have the exact same laugh. The rest of the girls introduced themselves to Kaori, as I was distracted speaking with the set staff. Time passed as the staff finished the preparations for the first corner. After a few minutes, the moment to get the camera rolling arrived. Alright, for the first corner, it'll be Julie, Natan, and Nita-san. Get to your positions. One moment here. Quick drink. Okay. I stood beside the director as the shoot began. A pair of comedians took to the podium and took a moment to introduce Star Nova and Quasar. After briefly going over the histories of the two idol units, they explained the rules of the first game to the viewers. They wrapped up the explanation. Now, the moment for the contestants to introduce themselves came. I held my breath in anticipation as the camera turned to Julie. Watanabe Julie here. Academics might not be my forte, but I'll still try my best. Julie winked as she knocked her temple with her fist. Okay, that was pretty good. Not bad, Julie. That seemed like something an idol would do. The camera cut to Natan. Yahoo! I'm Tanabe Natsuki, but call me Natan. I don't know much because I just moved here from Kansai, but I'll try my best. On cue, the host whacked Natan's booth with an enormous fan. What the hell? What the hell? The camera then cut to Nita. Nita Kaori here. Let's have fun learning together with this ex-student council member. Kaori winked to the camera and pumped her fists like an excited schoolgirl. This is... Bleh. This Quasar girl came off as a flustered scatterbrain off stage. Once the camera started rolling, she became a pro-idol in an instant. As expected from the fifth highest-ranking member of Quasar. Then without further ado, let's begin. Slime quiz challenge, Stato! First question. Contestant Julie, answer this. From the Heian Jidai until the Meiji Restoration, what was the capital seated? Or where was the capital seated? Looks like they were opening with an easy one. Anyone with even a basic middle school education would know this. Emotion left my face as Julie legitimately appeared at a loss. You're flipping kidding me. Tokyo? The buzzer screeched, indicating an incorrect answer. No way! What the... One of the locks above Julie's head popped open. Incorrect! Oi, you, have you ever even gone to middle school? Is there seriously nothing but putty inside your head? Julie's face froze in outrage for a millisecond, though she reformed it into a self-depreciating laugh. Yeah, I really had no clue. I guess it's a good thing I didn't become a politician? The director cued a laugh track and motioned to the writer to add in some kind of joke in the subtitles. Next question, contestant Natsuki. Time to redeem your comrade. Oh! Are you hungry for some fast food? Or not fast food, just food. This French ham sandwich is also topped with a thick layer of cheese. Croquet, monsieur? The bell chimed, indicating a correct answer. As expected of Natan, she was hungry enough to know everything about food. Contestant Kaori, even though you're the only member of Quasar here today, do your best to answer this question. In mathematics, this method can be used to figure out the length of one side of a triangle if you know the lengths of the other two sides. Kaori smiled as she answered with ease. It's the Pythagorean theorem, isn't it? The buzzer chimed. Why am I the only one who looks dumb? Contestant Julie, back to you. What's the name of the red-colored molecule in your blood which carries oxygen? Julie's eyes darted wildly as she looked among the staffers for help. Like any of us were gonna give her any hints. The buzzer screeched, indicating Julie had run out of time. Wait, this is... Yet another lock popped open, leaving Julie with just one lifeline before being gooed. Julie crouched down and covered her head with her arms in a panic as a string of goo began to leak from the corner of her hatch. Looks like contestant Julie is in a pinch! Will she recover in time, or will she be tonight's first victim? Contestant Natsuki, what undersea creature has the biggest eye in the animal kingdom? Wow. I don't know, some kind of whale? I wonder. It's the giant squid, ain't it? The bell chimed. Really? Alright! Natan was apparently a lot smarter than she looked, although so far she looked to be getting the questions somewhat relevant to her interests. Contestant Kaori! The Schrodinger's cat experiment involves what kind of mechanics? It's quantum mechanics, no? Once again, the bell chimed. This girl, she was smart. We had quite a strong rival here. The camera once again turned to Julie, whose face was now twitching in consternation. Contestant Julie, it's your last chance! Fans of the American singer Taylor Swift are referred to as what? Swifties! Julie hopped up and down in relief as the buzzer chimed. Yatta! Oh, you look like you're almost going to cry in happiness. I might not be smart, but at least I know about entertainment. The director cued the laugh track again. Contestant Natsuki, on your computer, what does RAM stand for? Looks like Natan finally had met her match. Red alarm machine! The buzzer screeched and Natan's first latch popped open. Boo-boo, Natan don't know anything about computers, or nothing about computers. Contestant Kaori, you're still holding strong, eh? The island of Saipan belongs to which country? It's the United States, isn't it? The bell chimed once more. Oi, this girl needed to slow down, or else she was going to seem too smart to even approach. Back to you, contestant Julie. Julie was huddled on the ground with her arms over her head. Oi, what are you doing? It's not like your arms are going to protect you. This is nuts! I can't do this! Julie's teeth chattered as the host read off the question. What's the longest river in Japan? Oh, she scurried. The Tone River? The host paused for dramatic effect as Julie squeezed her eyes shut and prepared for the worst. With a sharp shriek, the buzzer sounded, and the final latch popped open. That's not quite the sort of slime I would have imagined. Ahem. Anyway, a torrential downpour of creamy white slime poured out of the ceiling of Julie's booth. Julie stood stunned in horror as what looked like 2 years' worth of semen made globbing noises as it flowed endlessly down her face. Okay! Creamy slime drenched her hair and dripped her uniform in great clumps. After the deed was done, the host opened the door to her booth. She stumbled out and crumbled to the floor.
な感じですか、ジュリーさん。
The camera zoomed in on Julie's blank stare as stalactites of white goo dangled from her chin.
私テレビでこんなことになったよ。
I facepalmed. With that, Julie passed out on the floor of the set.
そこまで。ジュリー挑戦者が脱落。繰り返します。ジュリー挑戦者が脱落。
Oh dear. Contestant Natsuki, will you fall like your comrade, or will you bring victory for Star Nova? Victory! Oh! With that, the corner continued. After a few more questions, Natan was down to her last life, while Kaori still had 2 more left. Contestant Natsuki, your question! From what city did Kishimen originate? Easy peasy, Nagoya. The bell chimed. Alright! So long as Natan kept getting food trivia, we still had a shot. Contestant Kaori, what treaty formally ended Japan's involvement in World War II? The Cairo Declaration? The buzzer screeched, bringing Kaori down to her final lifeline as well. The 2 girls tensed. Now it was time to get serious. Contestant Natsuki, who wrote the treatise The Art of War? I know this! Sun Tzu! Natan grinned as the bell chimed, bringing the pressure back to Kaori. Contestant Kaori, if you roll 2 6-sided dice, what is the probability of getting a sum of 7? What the hell kind of black question was this? Not even I had a clue as to the answer. Yeah, I don't friggin' know. The correct answer would be 1 out of 6. To my amazement, the bell chimed. Was this girl just a genius or something? Natan gulped as the camera turned back to her. It was obvious from her face that Natan had expected Kaori to answer incorrectly. Contestant Natsuki, what's the biggest planet in the solar system? Sweat poured down Natan's face. Natan looked at me with worry, her teeth clenched. Saturn? Natan! The buzzer screeched and the final lock opened. A torrential downpour of slime poured down Natan's pure face. And... oh dear. Oh dear. Yes, this is totally family friendly. Natan crumpled as the white batter glooped down her hair and soaked her uniform. Honestly, though, it looked more like Natan was enjoying it. Oh god! With that, the first corner came to an end. And cut! That's a wrap! Staff members helped Natan back up and led her to the shower room, while Julie was no doubt washing the gunk out of her hair right now. In any case, I should leave the rest of the staff. I had to get to the second set for Mariah, Sasami, and Aki's segment. The director, as well as most of as the host and myself, took off for the second stage. By the time I arrived, 3 girls were already on the set, so I just sat down on a fold-up chair and observed. The 3 girls were already on top of their specially designed scaffolding. Now that I could see the setup in person, the scaffolding certainly looked sturdy, constructed of timber and steel rivets. I wondered how they were going to get Aki's platform to collapse. Unknown to the girls, the director began to roll the camera while they were getting set up for the fake game show. One of the staffers walked up to the host with a worried expression on his face and whispered into the host's ears. The host responded with outrage and appeared to dismiss the staffer's words. The hell are you saying? That's not a concern. We're going to shoot the corner as is. The girls took notice of the disagreement. Is something the matter? Ah, no. The host shooed the staffer away. Now go on, just do your job and everything will be alright. The staff member hung his head and walked away. Mariah shook her head in confusion and returned to her position. Is everyone ready? Ah, of course, Mr. Director. Let's get the show on the road. Understood. With that, the director pretended to begin shooting. Action! Just like the last corner, the host introduced the rules of the game. After that, the girls introduced themselves one by one. I'm Shimazaki Sasami. Kashiwagi Aki, the eternally 12-year-old idol. Please cheer for me a lot, okay, Oni-chan? Name's Yamamoto Mariah. I can't be helped, but cheer for me, alright? With that, the fake game began. First question. Name something which goes in your mouth, but then you spit back out. Up first, contestant Sasami. Something which goes in your mouth, but you don't swallow, eh? Of course, that would be gum. Gum, she says. But let's look at what the survey says. The bell chimed, and gum appeared as the number one answer. It is as contestant Sasami says. Gum is the number one most popular response. Contestant Mariah, what is your response? Yeah. What's that look for, contestant Mariah? What the heck is this question? Contestant Mariah seems to be at a loss. Will she be the first victim to be dunked into the vat of water? Toothpaste. Toothpaste, she says. The survey says... The bell chimed, and toothpaste appeared as the number 2 response. It's on the board! Now it's all on you, contestant Aki. What is something which goes into your mouth, but then you spit back out? Aki appeared to rack her brain for a possible answer. Aki-chan might be a little too young for this answer, but my Oni-chan told me this. Contestant Aki, what is the meaning of this? You know what goes into a girl's mouth, but she spits back out. It's... Oh god. Right before Aki could answer, sparks blew underneath her scaffolding and a puff of smoke erupted. The platform holding Aki up gave way and she fell into the vat of water. Moments before, the entire wooden scaffolding crumbled to pieces and came crashing down on the vat, crushing it like an aluminum can. Whoa! Aki-chan! The girls looked on in shock as water flooded the set. For a moment, there was only stunned silence. Then the host started screaming. Oh, you! Don't just stand there! Help me dig her out! Yeah! Sasami and Mariah jumped down from their scaffolding and attempted to lift away the heavy debris. And just as they were about to lift a piece of timber, a stream of red fluid oozed out from the crushed vat, instantly turning the spilled water scarlet. Until that moment in my life, I'd never heard a girl truly scream. I had no idea just how high-pitched of a noise a distressed woman could emit. Yeah! Sasami's shriek sliced the set in half as she shot into the air. Are you serious? Someone! Call an ambulance! Holy shit! Aki-chan, no! Sasami grabbed onto Mariah, her face pale with horror and tears pouring from her eyes. Just then, the previous staff member ran onto the set and grappled the host. I warned you about this! Shut it! It's not my fault! What's not your fault? Sasami gripped the host by the scruff of his coat. What's not your fault? Aki-chan's! Aki-chan's! Sasami crumpled to the floor, her shoulders heaving as she sobbed. All she wanted was to be an idol again. She was so happy for her TV debut. She was the happiest! Yet something like this had to happen! Aki-chan! Sasami broke down crying on the floor. Wow, even if it was just a prank, I couldn't help but feel legitimately sorry for her. Sasa-chan really cared for her teammates, eh? I looked to my side and saw Honda-san eagerly zooming in on Sasami's face, making sure to document every tear dropping from her eyes. So this was the entertainment industry, huh? The host knelt down next to Sasami. It's alright, Sasa-chan. What's alright? Everything's... Because you're on tonight's hidden camera gag show! Eh? Just then, Aki walked onto the set, totally unharmed. Did you think Aki-chan would be off that easily? Aki-chan. You! You think this is a joke? That wasn't funny! Aki-chan! Mariah's fury was put out when Sasami ran to Aki and embraced her, while crying into Aki's shoulder. I thought you really died. I'm so relieved you're alive. Yeah, I know. Aki smiled and patted Sasami on the back. You! Tears welled up in Mariah's eyes as well, and she joined the two's embrace. Whether the tears were genuine or if Mariah was now just acting to make good television, I had no idea. Looks like the girls of Star Nova truly care for each other. The camera zoomed in on Sasami's face as she wailed into Aki. And so that's tonight's hidden camera gag show. Now, on to the night's main event! And cut! The camera stopped rolling. Right on cue, Mariah stopped crying. Okay. It was just an act from her. Oi, what the hell was that? I nearly died of a heart attack. I walked up to Mariah, struggling to stifle my laughter. You did a good job. It was good television. Good television, my ass, producer. Mariah shook her head and pulled out a cig. Oi, smoking's forbidden in here. Day keeps getting worse and worse. Mariah put her package of cigs into her pocket. Unbelievable. Oi, Aki, you could have at least warned me before pulling that stunt. Onesama, I'm sorry I nearly made your old heart fail, but I was only doing what the television staff told me to do. I couldn't believe my eyes when it happened. Thank goodness it was all just a prank. Oi, Sasa-chan, don't just play into the producer's hands like that. He's probably laughing at us right now. Look at these fools humiliating themselves on national television. I can play them like puppets. That's what you're thinking right now, aren't you? Hey, I was just going with what the television staff wanted. Besides, it was entertaining. I'm sure everyone who watches this segment will be in stitches. Recalling the scene of pandemonium, I couldn't help but start laughing myself. Producer, you're the worst. Sorry, but, it was funny. I suppose it was. I hate you guys. The time to shoot the final corner came. The full squad assembled at the final set. This should be entertaining. This one was larger and more elaborate than the other sets, and featured various scary obstacles scattered throughout the studio. Oh dear. Sasami looked with apprehension at the obstacles and traps laid throughout the course. Julie and Natana returned, their hair still slightly wet. Julie looked with particular concern at the log walk segment of with a vat full of flour awaiting anyone who fell off the log. Ugh, and I just finished washing all the slime out of my hair. Alright, take your positions, everyone. Yeah, I can't speak. Getting tongue-tied. Take your positions, everyone. We're going to start shooting. I left the set and sat down near the back as the shoot commenced. Action!
さあ、ついに皆さんが待ち望んでいた地獄の障害物コース。ここでは挑戦者たちはとてつもなく危険なコースを乗り越えなければなりません。ゴールはたった一つ。終着点にある風船を手に入れること。最初のコースはミニバイク。挑戦者にはミニバイクに乗ってスタジオを一周走ってもらいます。コーンが示すコースから外れた時は失格とします。
The camera cut to where the 8 girls were lined up at the starting line, on top of many motorcycles, roughly the size of a child's tricycle. They already looked pretty ridiculous, desperately trying to stay atop bikes, which were obviously a dozen sizes too small for them.
そしてレースの後は回転丸太に挑戦してもらいます。
The camera moved to where 2 platforms were connected by a single precarious-looking log. If they fell off the log, they would fall into a vat of flour below.
しかし、それだけではあまりにも簡単。
The girls all shouted in dismay when staffers wheeled a ball-throwing machine into the studio.
回転する丸太だけじゃなく、ボールまで避けなければなりません。さあ、この悪魔のコースはどこまで挑戦者たちを苦しめるのでしょうか。
With the press of a button, the machine began to spew dodgeballs from its mouth, sending them flying over the log.
なんてコース。どうやって挑戦者たちはこれを生き残れるのでし か。しかーし、まだまだゴ
This guy.
ールは遠い。マルタの後は酔っ払いヨガボールのコースです。挑戦者はここでなんと立てた野球バットに額を当てて12回体を回します。そしてヨガボールに乗りグラウンドを横切って風船のところまで飛んでいかなければなりません。そんなことが可能でしょうか。直接挑戦者たちに聞いてみましょう。
島崎ささみ、頑張ります。柏木亜希、1位以外ありえない。渡辺樹里、やりましょう。
山本マリア、準備 OK。
秋元ネム、みんな私をよく見てね。橋本美香、前を目指します。田辺夏希、行こう。新田香織、私も頑張ります。
それでは位置について。
The girls revved their miniature engines.
よーい、スタート。
And they were off! The motorcycles lurched to a comically slow start, barely crawling along the course.
よっしゃ、ゴー。
Aside from Aki, the other girls were ludicrously oversized for their bikes. They held onto the tiny handlebars with their legs open, their feet barely staying on the pedals.
頼むからこな。
Mariah's bike began to lag behind the others. The girls laughed as they overtook Mariah.
またね、お姉様。あら、もしかしてそのバイクね、お姉様の体調に耐えられないのかしら。
Oh no, Mariah.
お前な。
Mariah put the pedal to the metal, her teeth clenched in fury. However, her bike merely sputtered in response and came to a halt.
おっと、山本がエンジントラブルにあったようだ。
Mariah pounded the bike's handle with her fist and pushed the bike along with her legs.
その間に柏木と新田が接戦を繰り広げています。
悪いけど、クエンサーのメンバーなんかに勝たせないわ。
Aki swerved her bike into Cowdy.
なんと柏木は新田をコースから突き飛ばすつもりのようです。
Aki is hardcore.
嘘。
The Red Imp.
なんでこんなことに。
Aki swerved once again right before a hairpin curve.
これで終わりよ。
Cowdy slammed the brakes. Oh, man. Aki overshot Cowdy and crashed into a pylon, sending her flying onto the floor.
柏木はコースから外れた。失格です。
くそ。
Cowdy managed to finish the course and hopped off the mini motorcycle. She climbed on top of the platform, carefully outstretched her arms to her sides, and tried to balance herself as she walked across. The log suddenly spun under her feet. Her body wobbled as she tried to regain her balance. Just then, a ball came flying and slapped her right on the ass. Cowdy fell off the log and fell face first into the vat of flour. She picked herself up, her face caked with flour. Meanwhile, Julie and Mika reached the end of the bike course and climbed onto the platform. Oh no. Mika! Mika looked at the precarious log with apprehension.
何を待っているの？早く渡りなさい。
Mika gulped and tried to steady herself as she tiptoed across the log.
ゆっくりでいい。ゆっくり。これはネムと同じなのだ。
Mika's foot slipped and she tumbled off the log. Oh no. The flour vat claimed its second victim as Mika fell onto her butt.
橋本が落ちました。
Julie gulped.
行くわよ。
Oh no. Seeing the first two girls fall, Julie tried a different approach and sprinted across the platform. Right before hitting the log, she jumped with all her strength. However, the gap between the platforms was still too great. Julie landed face down on the log, about 3/4 of the way across. Oh no.
渡辺が大胆な策に出たが距離がありすぎたようです。お、まだ首の皮一枚で繋がっているようです。
Julie raised her butt and tried to caterpillar her way across the remaining distance. However, the log spun under her weight. The log rotated south, and Julie hung upside down for dear life. Oh, Natan's got this. Natan climbed on top of the platform and easily ran across the log, while Julie hailed it down for her. Julie lost her grip on the log and fell into the vat. Natan grabbed a baseball bat and began to spin around it. Meanwhile, Cowdy had managed to climb back up on the platform, caked with flour. She made a second attempt to navigate the treacherous channel. However, the vengeful ball thrower launched another round at her. A puff of flour imploded from Cowdy's undeserving face as the ball impacted squarely between her eyes. Cowdy's body dropped into the vat. This time, she did not move from her grave. Natan attempted to walk towards the yoga ball, but she swayed to the side and nearly crumbled to the floor. She grabbed the yoga ball by its handle and plopped on top. She could barely take a single hop before she rolled off in front of the ball and landed on the floor with her ass pointed to the heavens. The camera cut back to the log platform, where Sasami was crawling across the log on all fours. She didn't get far until the log rotated, and she fell into the vat. Nimue outstretched her arms and briskly jogged across the log. Nimue ducked as a ball whizzed by her head. Ooh, nice move, Nimue. She lost her balance and fell forward, her boobs pressed against the log. Uh-oh. Oh, but she's at the end! Nimue scrambled on all fours as the log spun. She latched onto the far platform with her hands and pulled herself up. She ran down the platform and began to spin around the baseball bat. Meanwhile, Mariah finished pushing her motorcycle to the first platform, while Aki was released from the penalty box. Oh, jeez. They're both gonna fall. Aki ran onto the log as Mariah was still attempting to traverse it, sending both face first into the vat. Aki attempted to get back up, but Mariah grabbed her by the back of the head and slammed her back down into the vat. Natan managed to regain her senses and began to hop across the final stretch. But Nimue was hot on her trail. Nimue hopped across the final stretch while straddling the yoga ball. All the males in the studio instantly zeroed in on a certain thing bouncing in front of Nimue. The director cued the cameraman to zoom in as she hopped neck and neck with Natan. Natan grimaced as she saw Nimue's memories about to break free from her chest. Moments from the finish line, Nimue lost her balance and fell forward off the yoga ball. Natan reached the end of the course and grabbed onto the balloon. It was a physical challenge. Makes sense. The girls lined up after their battle. Most of them had dazed expressions on their faces as they faced the camera while caked in flour. The host turned to Cowdy, who was on the verge of tears, absolutely lathered in flour from head to toe. The director cued the laugh track. Kaori nodded and put on a brave face as the camera focused on her.
素晴らしい戦いでした。クエサーの勇敢な代表者、新田香織さん、ご参加ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
それではスターノバの最新シングルを聴いてみましょう。アピールコーナーの時間です。
Cut! With that, we had finished recording all 3 corners of the game show. Director Honda turned to me and bowed. Ah, thank you for your work today. Let's wrap things up here for now. We'll commence shooting the dance sequence tomorrow. Thank you very much. I walked over to the girls, aside for Natan and Nimue, who were covered with flour. All who were covered in flour, yeah. For my television debut to turn out like this... Oi, it was your fault. You totally overdid everything. I couldn't help but laugh. Well, I thought it was pretty funny. I think the viewers will laugh too when they see this episode. Give me a break, producer. We just got humiliated on national television. This is the worst. It turned out like this, and I just washed the goo from my hair. I guess this is what it means to be an entertainer. Sasami smiled despite being covered in flour. Ah, producer-san's got a point. Maybe the viewers will find it amusing. Lots of guys are gonna cheer for Natan, yeah! Anyways, our new song's going to be televised. That's something we can all look forward to, right? For now, let's get washed up. Let's work hard tomorrow and make our first television live a big success. With that, the girls walked away to the change room. Okay, and that is where we are going to end today's episode. That was definitely an entertaining but crazy segment. Oh, this game. I hope you guys are still enjoying, and I will see you all next time.